up, guys?
Hey.
I'm back with another reaction video.
hmm
What are we doing today?
So today we're gonna go back to one of my favorite bands, which is Alice in Chains, and we're gonna do probably one of my favorite songs by them, which is Wood.
Okay. Um, so the name's familiar. I've had to have heard it at some point, but I don't really listen to Alice in Chains like that. I like Nutshell. That's really it.
I don't like that song.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know this like that.
Okay, so I will say really quick, I actually had to look this up because I didn't know it. Like I know what this song means to me, but I wasn't sure what it means to the band. And on Genius, it actually says the song concerns the late lead singer of Mother Love Bone, Andrew Wood, who died of a heroin overdose in 1990. Wood and Wood are homophones, and it's written by Jerry and produced by Rick Parashar. So I think it's also maybe written by Lane, or just it's like sung obviously by Lane as well. And Jerry says a few things in there too.
It's interesting.
But without completely spoiling the whole song. Wait, did you say you know it or not?
So I've heard it definitely. The name's familiar, but I don't really know it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I've always taken this song as being about heroin addiction, which is like
Surprised me.
90% of the music I listen to for some reason, being an ex-heroin addict.
Well, tortured
It's not
artists.
intentional.
A lot of artists were addicts and tortured, and so it's
Yeah, because the
common.
90s, it was the grunge era, heroin chic.
You
Wasn't just a term,
go,
it was a thing.
you go back to jazz, Coltrane, like there's fucking heroin addicts back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Ray Charles, fucking shooting
I
dope.
didn't know that.
He was blind, fucking shooting dope, crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media channels, links in the description below, and our username is right here. And let's go. Okay. Everyone hates me for my pausing, I know, but you guys still come back,
Well,
so how
just go
much do
listen.
you really hate
If
me?
you don't want to hear the song interrupted, go listen to the song. Why watch
That's
us listen
true.
to a song all the way through?
I don't know.
Um, is
Yeah?
is it not? Is the title not actually WOOD?
It's would, Would, question mark.
So the title is spelled
Like
like that,
would.
but I thought it was still spelled OOD. Okay,
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah, like I said, it's a
I
homophone.
know, but I
Yeah.
thought the title was with like the
Oh, like,
OOD.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm. But no. Okay.
But
So he goes, know me broken by my master. So knowing the song's about addiction, like this whole song, it just is completely addiction to me. Like sometimes I'll listen to a song and I'll be like, I can't really tell what this is about, even
yeah,
knowing what it's about. No, like this is straight up addiction.
yeah.
So broken by my master, your master is the heroine. You're broken by your master because you've gone from, I guess, quote unquote, enjoying the drug or like not actually being addicted to it yet to being in full blown addiction and going into withdrawal whenever you don't have it.
And not even getting high, really, just
No,
getting
just
normal.
maintaining
Yeah,
normalcy and not vomiting or pooping your brains out
yeah,
or like twitching and like dying,
yeah.
basically. But withdrawal won't kill you, so there's that.
Depends which drug you're withdrawing from,
Well,
but yeah,
heroin, we're
yeah, nah, you're
talking.
good.
A lot of the other drugs will kill you. Xanax and alcohol,
For
depending on how
sure.
severe it is. Don't do drugs, guys. That's we're not glorifying it. I literally just told you about vomiting and shitting, most likely at the same time. So have fun figuring out how to handle that one. Okay. Oh, jeez. Teach thee on child of love hereafter. Teach thee on child of love hereafter.
So that's worded so
I
strangely.
know because it also goes into like Old English. So I'm just like,
I know what it means, but I'm trying to like literally.
so let's take out the word thee because it's referring to you. So teach on child.
On is the one that's on is the word that's fucking with me.
You're saying like teach on. Like
Teach
keep
the
teaching of love after.
teach
So
the
love
on.
after this. I'm okay, I'm
So
cheating.
no,
I'm
so I
cheating.
know what it means, but like so teach the on child of love hereafter. So it's saying teach, to be a child of love, teach to love. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From going forward. But it says teach the on child of love. It's like what?
So genius annotation, which isn't unconfirmed, but also isn't confirmed. I don't know what it means when it doesn't have the red warning. Like, this is not confirmed, but also not like this is confirmed by the artist. Like,
Yeah,
this is
most
just a
aren't.
genius
So
annotation. I
that
don't
means
know.
that Genius is confident. The people at Genius are confident this
That
is what
this
it
is what it
means,
means.
but the artist hasn't confirmed, which is very rare. It's rare for the artist to confirm the lyrics there.
So they wrote this line is describing how addiction makes you easy to be taught, like a child. Once he has learned, he will know forever that once you're an addict, you will always be an addict. I mean, that is true. Like, once an addict, always an addict. That's not like a derogatory thing to say. It's just like
Oh
if I
yeah.
went and drank right now, I would be like balls to the wall, wasted, and ruining my life.
Yeah, or even if you weren't right away, eventually you would. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the fucked up part.
Yeah, like you can never live normally.
So the child of love is that the child is developing a love for the drug. Do you know what I mean?
I think,
Dependency.
and don't take what I just said the wrong way. I'm not saying that like you'll never be normal. Like you can be in like
Oh, yeah,
the
be
rooms
normal.
and stuff like that and be able to live a normal life free of like the desire to drink or do drugs, but like you have to do certain things to maintain that.
Yeah, you're just never drinking drug like normal people
Y-
if you're an addict
Yeah.
or alcoholic.
So that's what that means to me, I guess. I don't know. I don't love this line. I just don't love it.
It's just worded oddly, and he's leaving the listeners to do a lot of work to decode the strange way the sentence is constructed.
Yeah, if you guys know, like, let us
I
know.
mean, we know, we know. Do you know what I
We
mean?
know, but like, we don't really know. This is
We
like a
know
weird
it's just
line.
worded so fucking strange. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's move on.
Yes.
Into the flood again. Same old trip it was back then. It's about relapsing.
Yep.
Like you've done it before, you got clean, or you just stopped using, you got sober, any of those, and then you went back to your old ways and you're like, well, there's nothing different, you know? Usually it's just worse though.
And we just did Deja Vu by Eminem like a week or two ago. And
Yeah.
that's what this is. It's interesting that he refers to it as a flood. You know what I mean? Into the flood
It
again.
sure as hell is a
It's
flood.
because it immerses. Do you know what I mean? You are surrounded and immersed and encompassed
And you
by
can't
it.
get out.
Yeah.
Well, you can. There are ways to get out, but like it's not gonna look like it.
On your own, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So I made a big mistake. Try to see it once my way. So I think that that second sentence is like, try to realize that I have a problem. I'm not intentionally doing this to myself over and over and over again for fun.
So maybe the first time you do it, that's an excuse. But to me, this sounds like justification. You know what I mean?
I
So he's like,
suppose.
"Yeah, I made a big mistake. Just try to imagine what it's like to be an addict." Which, yes, it's true. You don't know what it is, but to me, it just reeks of fucking justification.
So Annotation says, although he's relapsed, he's making a plea. He wants you to empathize with him, even though what he's doing is destructive. The addiction has taken control of his actions. So it's kind of like what I was saying, like he didn't, he didn't want to do this again.
Yeah, you're not responsible for being an addict, but you're responsible for ensuring that you stay clean. And
Yeah.
every single time you relapse, you do that while you're sober,
Yeah, so it's
while there's no
conscious,
drugs in your
but there
system.
are things that you do that lead up to that. Like you stop going to meetings. If you go to meetings, you stop doing the right
People,
thing.
yeah,
You start telling lies.
be
Like
selfish.
you literally just start living in a way that is not quote unquote good.
Yeah. So yeah, no,
So yeah.
I get that he's saying I made a big mistake. Like he's recognizing like, fuck, this is bad that I'm here again. But he's just like, hey man, it was a mistake. I don't want to be here. So I empathize with that. But at the same time, it's like, you know,
I will
right.
say you never realize it's a mistake until after you have done it.
Usually.
You're not saying, "Oh, this is a mistake," and
And
like it's not until you did it already. Um, okay, and we were like right here.
then Lane says, please watch my other lyric videos.
No, that's not. Okay, one more pause, and this will be really quick because there's just one thing to go over, and then I'll just play it out. Drifting body, it's soul desertion. So this is talking about getting high.
Yes. So yes, you're right. And the next line is too, but that's so funny. I interpreted this as the addiction, as if you go back to the previous line. So drifting body, it's soul desertion, meaning because he's wrapped up in his addiction, his body's just going through the motions, drifting through life, and he's lost his soul. Do you know what I mean? To the disease, he's lost the human, the emotions. But I think you're right because the next line makes it seem like it's the actual act of being high.
Yes. And then flying, not yet quite the notion, which would mean that he's not quite high yet or not quite
Yeah,
there yet.
which would go with being an addict. Do you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
not quite high. You're just normal,
Yeah.
feeling not sick.
And then chorus, yep, 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 right here.
Mm.
And let's play it out.
Yes. Interesting.
Okay, so real quick, really awesome solo or instrumental, whatever you want to call it. So it's of course it's the same into the flood again, yada yada.
This part we didn't
Yeah.
do.
So am I wrong for relapsing? Which is like a really awesome statement to make because if we're gonna look at addiction as being um
Disease.
a disease, which it is, I guarantee you, I didn't go out. Okay. I think genetically you get a propensity towards wanting to do bad things and things that give you a high reward. And then once you start doing those things, you also have the genetic propensity to get addicted to them when some other people don't.
So that's 100% true. And also with alcohol in particular, the alcoholic's body metabolizes alcohol different than a non-alcoholic.
And they metabolize everything differently.
Which
Like I actually, we've done genetic testing and I uploaded my raw data into like a health genetics thing. And it actually shows that I do have the gene that they have identified to be relating to alcoholism. So I metabolize alcohol differently. I metabolize caffeine differently, which is probably why I'll drink like a cup of coffee in the morning and be like, I'm still tired and I don't feel shit. Like you just need more and more and more. You need more than the average person,
Yep.
and you also want more. So am I wrong? So if you were doing everything that you had to do right and you were sober and you started using again, yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
But for being an addict, no, you're not wrong. There's really not much you can do about that when it comes to the genetic aspect. But you can control the environmental aspect.
What's
So
also sad about this is when on the next line he says, "Have I run too far to get home?" For him, the answer was yes, which is fucking sad.
yeah, because he passed.
Yeah.
And it's also a good line when you're like, you pick up again and it's the first time and you're like, shit. It's like, can we just pretend like I didn't do that? And like, you're not even asking anyone else. You're like asking your body. You're asking your mind. Like, it's like opening Pandora's box and like, once you open the lid, you can't close it.
Ironically, that's a better mind state to be in because what'll happen with most people is they'll
Yeah.
be clean for like whatever, 5 years, and then they'll relapse and they'll be like, fuck, I just lost all that time clean. I have to
Yeah.
start all over. I might as well just go fucking go hard because I'm starting from zero again anyway. And that's a fucked up place to get.
And then we come into Have I Gone and Left You Here Alone. This is a double entendre. Like, have I passed and left you here alone? Or am I like far gone into my addiction and like we can no longer really connect?
Yes, and am I like high that
Yeah, like
out of my mind?
unreachable.
Like, yeah, I'm physically here maybe, but like so high that we're not together really. We're not on the same plane.
Hmm. It repeats, throws in a yeah.
So I wonder if he's saying, yeah, like, have I run too far to get home? Yeah, I have run too far to get home. Or is it just the singing, like,
It might
yeah,
just be like an ad lib or whatever you
yeah,
will. Just throw in like a hey, that fits in there well. And maybe it could be a yeah.
yes.
And then it goes, if I would, could you?
That's interesting.
If I would, could you? So if I would quit, could you forgive me?
Could you still love me if I would get my shit together?
If people had given him more help, would he have accepted? If becoming addicted to heroin happened to him, could it happen to you too?
So that's an interesting interpretation. That could be.
I take it as
That's not when I took it.
if I would stop or change, could you forgive me?
Or could you also stop and change? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could, it's so vague. It's intentional the way he's putting these words like that that you can interpret. There's so many fucking combinations
Yeah, like
of
a million and
what
one
he's mean.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like you think.
it's really fucking good. So
It's my favorite
I
Alice in Chains song.
I couldn't tell you a single word that was in this song before we listened to it other than would.
Really?
Yeah. Again, I don't listen to them like that. I've definitely heard it before, but I never like looked at the lyrics. I didn't even know it was about fucking addiction. That's how like oblivious I was, you know. But yeah, it's really good. His voice is fucking incredible, you know.
Yeah, I
It's
love Lane's voice.
yeah, it's very unique.
And it's from the album Dirt, which is my favorite Alice in Chains album.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what I always thought it was WOOD for some reason.
I mean, makes sense, but it's wood with a question mark,
That's
typically.
that's so funny. That reminds me. I was just
Pretty
watching.
sure it's with a question mark, right? Am
I
I
don't know
being crazy right now?
because it is a question,
Am
so
I
it makes
crazy?
sense.
It is wood question mark.
Yeah.
Wood.
It reminds me, I was watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia recently, and there was a scene where they were saying that someone was going to get wooed, you know, like if you try to woo somebody, you know, like try to get them on your side. And then Charlie was like, wood? Like, we're going to go get some wood before we do that? They're like, no, wooed. They're like, why are you saying it like that? What? Well, yeah, we're getting wood, and then what? But that's what the title of this one made me think.
That's funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love the song. Rest in peace to Andrew Wood. And this is a great song.
And Lane.
And Lane, of course.
And didn't somebody else? I thought somebody else died from there. I don't know.
I haven't been keeping up.
Me either.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media channels. And goodbye.